this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is a pick a card reading for energy predictions for March 2020. Can you guys believe that it's March already? Spring is upon us, the equinox is coming, and on the day that I'm posting this, it's a full moon and finally the end of Mercury retrograde. So I thought that this reading could just be a little bit of a celebration of what energy could be coming into you this month in March. And I really want to put a positive spin on it because I feel like so many of us are needing that energy boost right now. Before we get started, I wanted to start telling you guys about something new that's going to be coming to the channel, which is going to be really exciting. I'm going to be starting like a monthly club subscription where you can get exclusive content such as energy readings or pick a card readings for your zodiac sign, twin flame readings, and so much other extra bonus content, and also the ability to live chat with me and do readings for free. And it's only going to be $5 a month. So this isn't launching yet. I just wanted to start teasing it to see if any of you guys have any ideas, if any content that you would like to, basically if you were to spend $5 a month to be a part of this exclusive club here on YouTube, what kind of content would you like to see? Because it's currently it's in the incubation phase right now. I'm starting to work on the content and get it all together. So basically the way it would work is that every month you would get access to videos only you could see on YouTube, and you would subscribe and pay for it through YouTube. It's pretty cool. It's like a really cool feature. I'm not sure if any of you guys have a membership to anyone else's channel, because there's other channels out there that offer it, but I just figured I would start it and just see how it goes. Seems like it could be really fun and a way for me to offer even more content to you guys. Of course, I will always post a ton of content here on my channel for free still, but just an idea. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below about what you would like to see in a subscription club like that. So without further ado, all you have to do to receive this reading for what's coming for you March 2020 is just choose a crystal that you feel drawn to the most. So number 1 is the crystal ball. Number 2 is the rose quartz crystal. We've got number 3, the red jasper crystal. And number 4, the aventurine crystal. So once you have chosen, you can head down below to the timestamps, which are located in the description or in the comments. And I'm just gonna freestyle draw some cards for you and see what's coming in for March. If you choose number 1, the crystal ball, we're gonna get started right away. So for those of you guys who choose number 1, we're going to start with my trusty Wildwood deck, as always, to see what's coming in for you this month in March. We're already days into March, looking into what's going to unfold for you for the rest of this month. Okay, we're going to do a card from this deck. And we'll end with my angel deck. Okay, how interesting is it that we got the fire card and then the fire here? Okay, so what's coming in for you? What's going down in March? So the first card I really feel drawn to is this card right here, which is the fox. The fox is a message about movement forward. In fact, Usually when I pull this card in personal readings, I always see it as a message that the person that I'm pulling for might be considering moving away, moving somewhere, like moving house into a new apartment, or looking to move out, or looking to purchase a home, or something like that. Or maybe at the most, maybe even considering moving abroad. So that could be, it's like putting down roots. So that could be something that you're considering right now, or perhaps you're in the middle of a move, or you just moved somewhere. So maybe that's on a lot of people's minds. And I think that the energy around this time of year does really cause people to start thinking more about kind of nesting, like basically building a nest, creating sacred space from which something new can be born. So March could be a time where, of course, you're looking at moving, but if that's not something that's going on, you might really be craving like redesigning your space, like craving sacred space. So this could be a good time to get rid of old items, to clean things up, to do deep cleaning, to clean out the junk drawer, donate items, maybe even to clean out your wardrobe, do a little bit of shopping. It's like preparing for this new energy, for this new season. And so that energy of nesting and creating sacred space is going to be very strong for everybody. So at the very least, you might want to consider moving around some furniture, or putting a really bright bedspread on your bed, bringing some flowers into the home, brightening up energy, creating sacred space, dusting, cleaning. And it's definitely like you want to create that sacred space. The next thing that I'm seeing is that a lot of people right now, if you chose this one, are a little bit worried about money, okay? I see a worry about money, and because here's the money card, the abundance card, and this is a card that's talking about how like you're giving so much and you're getting very little in return, or you're having no luck with this money situation. So it could be that you're in between jobs and you're applying for jobs and you're trying to get a new opportunity. It could be that you just had something unexpected, maybe that happened during Mercury retrograde, like your car breaking down, or something like that, where it drained a lot of funds you weren't expecting. Or maybe because of the move, you're very tight right now with money. And so I do see something about how this is being acknowledged, and how in March, the last couple of weeks here, you're probably just going to be hanging on. There's a message for you to hang on to your money, to wait for this storm to pass. Almost like you're going to have a new opportunity, like a rebirth is going to come. Maybe by the end of the month, you're going to have that job opportunity, or you're going to be able to get your little nest egg or your savings back, or the money, the flow will come back. It's almost like the faucet is being turned back on, and it's going to flow. It's going to flow. And you can help this flow by just being patient. It almost feels like kind of out of your control at this point. Like all you really can do is just be open to receive. And so it's almost a message telling you not to worry. So this might not be a month to make any major purchases. If you already have something planned, or you are like, I'm doing good financially, this message isn't for me, then disregard it. But I do feel like some people need to hear this message to not make any major purchases. And this says now, believe. And then this fire card is making me think like it's talking about this over here, almost like all you need to do is just believe that this situation is going to be taken care of. Believe that you've already done what you need to do. You've already taken the steps you need to take, and it really is just about continuing your work and continuing your flow, and being patient while this situation energetically kind of reverses. So I'm not usually one of those people who's like, just believe and everything's gonna be better. Like, I'm all about action. I'm all about radical action. But I'm getting the message here that to wait, because there's an opportunity coming in that's really positive. that you just might not be aware of. So it's almost like you might be wasting your time worrying about this situation when the answer to your prayer is like already on your way in divine timing. So I do see job opportunities for those of you guys who are looking for jobs. I do see like a gift. I see some people who have birthdays this month, you're gonna get an unexpected like gift, envelope with cash kind of thing. I'm seeing people who are getting tax returns earlier than expected or more than they expected. I'm seeing people who are getting extra opportunities to work, like a babysitting job or like a small, like odd job. I'm seeing people that are getting paychecks that are bigger than they thought. I'm seeing people that are like given the chance to work an extra weekend or pick up a shift that are getting overtime when they thought they wouldn't, something like that. And so there's something coming in. Don't worry about this situation. It's being taken care of. Now the last card here is the Hierophant. And it's telling you that you, this month especially, are really in need of some social activity and some fun. It's time to come out of hiding. It's time to come out of the shadows. It's time to come out of the cave and go have some fun, meet some new people, or connect with your friends or family. This is a message that the key for like your energy growth or your energy improvement or your realignment or your breakthrough is going to come through other people. And so don't shut yourself off to other people this month, especially because sometimes when you wish, you dream, you fantasize, you set an intention, the answer can sometimes come through a person or through a group of people. So social activity, hanging out with others is going to be really important this month, and you might get more opportunities to do that. I do see some people meeting somebody new and starting to date somebody new. So for those of you guys who are single, you might find yourself really lucky in love this month. And this little smirk that this fox has is kind of like it's like a secret that's coming, like a secret admirer or something like that. Somebody who could approach you, ask you on a date. And so overall for you, the energy for March is looking amazing. Things are finally turning around. Things are looking up. It's a time to have fun, time to celebrate. I just get the vibe to tell you, like, don't take anything too seriously this month. Maybe this is a month to live versus a month to just like hustle and make it happen, you know? It might just be more fun to just be grounded and be in the moment this month and not try to figure anything out right now. Just live. That's the message I'm getting for you. So I hope that this message resonates with you. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Peace out. For those of you guys who choose number 2, let's go ahead and get your message and see what is coming in for you this March 2020. Of course, we're pulling first from my trusty Wildwood deck. And we're going to split the deck and pull from this one as well. Ooh, we're seeing some really positive messages for you so far. Let's just get some clarifiers. Okay, so I'm seeing pretty much just like one big main message for you about March, and I feel like the theme for you is moving on. This is the Kingfisher card, okay? So what we see here is this beautiful bird, and we see water. It's like flying above this water. Water symbolically stands for emotion, intensity, sometimes even anguish, okay? And this bird is flying above the water. It's flying high above it. It's flying onwards and away from it. It got everything it needed to from the water. It's been sustained, it's been fulfilled, and it's flying away. And so I usually in personal readings see this as a card that the person that I'm pulling for has gone through an intense inner struggle, or even like a bit of a depression or a time of a lot of conflict, and it's a positive message that you're leaving it behind. Sometimes this card even urges you to leave it behind, okay? Now, seeing this card next to this entanglements card it's almost like what you just went through in this Mercury retrograde cycle in the past couple weeks. You had a lot of conflict with other people. I usually see this as a sign of like a toxic family or a toxic work environment, or like awakening to the fact that maybe some of the people around you don't have your best interests at heart. You know, when you have like a friend or something and you're telling them about something that you're really excited about, like, oh my gosh, I just met this guy and he's really cute and we went on a date and it was really great. Or you're telling them like, I can't wait, I get to graduate this summer, or I'm about to, get a new apartment or something. You know how like you're excited and you're telling your friend about it, and then instead of them telling you like that they're very happy for you and, oh, that's so cool, like, oh, thanks for telling me or whatever, instead of them saying that, they say like, oh, well, I heard that guy is like a total player and he did this and he did that. Or they say like, oh, you're really gonna move to that neighborhood? Isn't it kind of expensive? Or how are you gonna afford that? Or I heard, or maybe they say something like, basically they act like they have your best interest at heart, and they do it under the guise of like really caring for you, but it's almost like they're projecting their fear or their doubt or their worry onto you, or it's like they don't mean well for you. That's the vibe I'm getting. That's kind of what this card is talking about, is like conflict, entanglement, people who have maybe not the best intentions for you, or people who have a very negative outlook on life that's kind of dragging you down, because those are two different vibrational frequencies, positivity and then like negativity. It's two opposing frequencies cannot energetically occupy the same space at the same time. So people like that are either going to, you're either going to lift them up or they're going to pull you down. It's a lot harder to lift people up than it is for them to pull you down. So I just feel like you've had some people around you that are very negative or very toxic, or they're always thinking the worst of you, or they're making you doubt yourself. And because you're an empath and like you're sensitive, you soak up things like a sponge. I feel like you're learning how to have healthy boundaries, and that's what this is all about. Like, you're climbing out of that. But sometimes it's really difficult to really see if somebody is toxic, or if somebody isn't like a good friend to you, or even your family maybe doesn't have your best interests at heart or have their own agenda. Sometimes it's really difficult to see that. So I feel like what you've been learning, you've been empowering yourself to like stand up for yourself. You're empowering yourself to spend less time around those people, or you're empowering yourself to let those negative comments go in one ear and out the other. You're empowering yourself to maybe like make new friends, or spend more of your energy on other things other than around this, or thinking about this, or worrying about this. But to me, it feels like recently you were like putting out fires left and right, just like this guy here with this bow and arrow and his staff. He's just like, it's like he's fighting off all this energy and all these people that just keep coming at him. And so this is telling you like you've cut a lot of cords recently, and you've gotten rid of a lot of and maybe not all of this is people. Sometimes we can be our own worst enemy. Sometimes the thoughts that are in our head can be like very, like, we can be mean to ourselves. Like when we look in the mirror, we can just think horrible things about ourselves. Sometimes we think like, oh, I'm never gonna be able to do this or do that, I'm just not good at this, or like, those perspectives where we just get down on ourselves. And I think that's so normal. It's part of being human. But the problem is when we attach to that and we let it become our reality, and we let those thoughts and those feelings define us, or we let what people have said or how people treat us define us. So your journey right now is all about like coming to your truth, like rising above all of that. And I think that's what you're going to be doing in March. You're rising above all of that, and you're starting to redefine to yourself who you are. And who you are is like who you want to be. You're starting to fill your head more with like positive thoughts, positive energies, and ideas of what you do want. You're getting rid of the lack mentality, and it's like an exciting time. It's a super empowering time for you. So this is a message as you go along this path, you're creating more space, more energetic space in your life for you to find your true self, for you to be able to express your authenticity. And as you do that, you become more aligned and you become in more alignment with your purpose. So I feel like you're going to be discovering more about your purpose this month. This is like a layer, this is a process. Discovering your purpose is very similar to like peeling layers from an onion. And so it's an exciting time for you. So your message for March is to just go with the flow and be flexible, because you just went through all this crap. It's been a huge time of purification. You're feeling very vulnerable. You might not feel like you want to just jump right into something big right now. It's a time to be tender with yourself. It's a time to be patient. It's a time to get used to the new normal, like the new you. So I actually see a lot of fun this month, and I see you attracting opportunities to meet new people, to kind of fill the space, the void that's been left by like letting go of things. I see you attracting opportunities to really express yourself. You might find that like when you need to find the words, that the words are a lot easier to come, that the words are there. You might find that when you're trying to tap into your creativity or trying to find ideas, that you're like more naturally inspired. You might feel your energy really being boosted, especially after the solstice, the equinox on March 19th. I feel like your energy is gonna be boosted, and you're gonna feel more inspired and more creative and more aligned with your purpose. So clarity is coming for you. Clarity is coming. I feel like that's what March is all about for you. So I hope that this message resonates with you. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Peace out. For those of you guys who choose number 3, let's go ahead and get your message about what is coming in for you March 2020. Whoa. You know, I had a couple cards over here come out, and I got this message about like endings and beginnings. And then the more cards I pull are just clarifying that. So yeah, basically there's a huge shift happening for you. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, you already know what this is. It's already started to happen. It's just like March is going to be everything like coming together and like settling. For some people, it hasn't happened yet. But here's the Tower moment. You know, it feels like everything's falling apart. Maybe that's what Mercury retrograde did to you. I know that's what it did to me. This is a career opportunity. I think what's happened here is that basically you're realizing that the path that you've been on for a while, you need to release. Maybe when it comes to your career, because this is the career card. I think that there's a couple people here who are thinking about starting a business with like tarot, or maybe even following a similar path to me, doing tarot readings online, or maybe doing some type of energy healing or energy work, or like doing like Reiki, maybe thinking about using like your healing gifts, using your spiritual gifts or your healing gifts to help others. And so it's just really scary. I know how scary it can be thinking about changing your path and like opening up to this side of yourself, because first of all, there's obviously social and societal stigma against people who are, gifted or different, or like the tarot, or like to do something, different with their life than, working in an office or whatever. It might also be a little scary thinking about starting your own business, or maybe doing something more freelance, and becoming a healer, working with others' energy, and doing something different, something different than the status quo. Now, if you don't resonate with that and you're like, yeah, I'm not really, I'm cool with spirituality or whatever, I'm cool with the tarot, this is fun, but it's like, that's totally not what I want to do, then you're probably someone who's thinking about taking an artistic path, or maybe switching to doing freelance instead of working for a specific job or company or something. So you're thinking about, maybe I can do something creative, maybe I can do some type of side job or side hustle, something that's more in alignment with my gifts and talents, and maybe that can become my career. It's like you're online and you're seeing people who have the destiny that you want. You're seeing people who are like digital nomads or travelers or bloggers, or who are selling jewelry, or who have their own makeup line, or who are doing YouTube, or who are singers or dancers or actors or whatever it is. Like, you're seeing that on your feed every day. It's on your mind, it's in your heart, and you're just like, why not me? You're starting to open up to, maybe I really do have a chance at this. Maybe I really do have a shot. If they can do it, I can do it. And that's what this is about. The moon here is like it's like a big dream, a big goal that feels to you larger than life. And it's like overwhelming because you don't know where to start. And going down this path might mean that you have to leave a little bit of comfort and a little bit of stability and a little bit of security behind. You might have to risk failing. You might have to risk being, very vulnerable, or letting other people see you start from the bottom. I felt a little bit embarrassed when I first started this YouTube channel and had like 0 followers, and I was just doing readings and with my tarot cards. I'm like, oh my gosh, what if my friends find out? They're gonna think I'm crazy. you know? But you know what? I know this might sound cliche, you hear it everywhere, you read it on memes on Instagram or whatever every day, but you really just have to not care what other people think. Because I think the older that you get in life and the more years you live, the more you start to realize how precious your life is and how valuable it is, and how much time and energy you're wasting when you try to live your life for other people and you don't live it for yourself, And sometimes it takes us a while to wake up and realize, this is the path that my parents wanted me to walk, or this is the path that society told me to walk, or I just did this because all my friends were doing it. I think it takes like a lot of courage to admit that to yourself and realize, like, I did all these things, I went to college for 3 years, I took this job, and all of this, it's just not me, So this is telling you there's adversity, because it's scary to be like, oh my God, this isn't me. I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life? I think we all have a wake up moment like that sometimes, where sometimes we just wake up and we realize everything's really not in alignment. It happened to me, That's what I call a spiritual awakening, or maybe a quarter life crisis or midlife crisis. And so this is telling you, yes, you're going to have to release everything that you thought that you were. You're going to have to release this path that you're on and be bold enough to change and walk the new path. And this is all going to start happening for you in March. Like, you're going to get these roots in the ground here in March. This is where your path begins. It's a huge energy. March 2020. It's the time in your life everything changes. You're never going to forget this time. This is a big time in your life. So here's the grace card. It's a message to you that you have the ability to gracefully flow through these changes with ease. Be gentle with yourself. Be kind with yourself, There's these trees outside my window right now that appear dormant, spindly. There's no flowers on them, but I can tell they're just about to start blooming. I'm seeing little signs of that. They're not going to blossom and bloom overnight. It's a process, and there's been an inner process going on inside this tree this whole time, even though I can't see it. There's these roots that are in the ground. There's nutrients. There's changes. There's chemical. There's things that are happening, And it's the same with you in your life right now. There's a lot that's been happening in your root system. There's a lot that's been happening inside. There's a lot that's been happening behind the scenes. And now these changes are getting ready to take place on the outside. And so this is telling you, like, take the time right now in March to, like, plan your next couple steps. with ease. This is a really good time for you to plan. And there's going to be certain things that will continue to happen that are out of your control. But I'm getting this message to tell you that nothing is being taken from you. In fact, everything is being given to you. So this is a beautiful, beautiful time for you right now of change and realignment, and March is when this all happens. So get excited. It's going to be an amazing time for you. I'm so happy for you and this new path that you're heading on. I hope that this message resonates with you. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Peace out. So for those of you guys who choose number 4, let's get your message about what is coming for you March 2020. Wow. March is looking so good for you. So good for you. Let's just pull these final cards to get the full message, and we'll have at it. Okay, whoa. This is very rare that I'm gonna get this card and this card together. Don't worry, we'll talk about that in a minute. So, the first card we're getting is the Sun. This is the most happy, positive, uplifting, rewarding card in the entire tarot. If you're asking a yes or no question, then the Sun typically means yes. It's the only card in the tarot deck that means like a definitive yes. What I like about the Wildwood deck's depiction of this card is like there's this little horse here kind of etched into the mountainside, which is talking about like a sense of freedom, a sense of like going to a new place, like within. And so I'm getting this message for you about harvest. I think there's an acknowledgement coming through that the winter that you just went through, whether it was an actual winter, or maybe you're on the other side of the world in Australia or something, maybe it was more of a metaphorical winter, but basically it's over. You know, that metaphorical snow is thawing, and you're able to go back out and explore and have adventures, and it's just the struggle and the adversity that you were facing, maybe with the last Mercury retrograde cycle that ends today, by the way. So excited about that. Maybe that last Mercury retrograde cycle really hit you hard, but it's like now you're reaping the benefits and you're reaping the rewards of all the hard work you did during that time. So here's the happiness card. It's definitely going to be a very happy couple of weeks, a very, very happy month. You're going to feel like your energy is being renewed. It's going to be a very social time. I also sense money and finances are going to be very good for you right now. And then here we go. We can't ignore that this is going to be a very powerful month for you in love. I didn't really pull a lot of love cards for anybody else that I did this reading for, but you were probably guided to choose this specific one because you need to hear this message about potentially a twin flame union. Some of you guys here are twin flames in separation, and are really wondering like, when is my union, or when is this going to come together? When am I going to meet this person? Well, there's a high potential that it's going to happen this month. Either that, or something big is going to happen this month that is going to really open that door for you, for this energy to come in quite soon. And so I do see for people who are in a relationship, who are like in a very happy relationship, or maybe even married, that this month is actually going to be a time when you're going to be celebrating this love. I feel like I love this poem by Nair Wahid that says, "We return to each other in waves. This is how water loves." Oh, I love that poem, and I feel like if you've been in a long-term relationship, you know how that energy kind of ebbs and flows. But I just feel like you're going to be feeling the love really strong this month. Maybe it's because you take a little getaway for the weekend, or you have some time off together. Maybe you're celebrating a big accomplishment, such as moving into a new home together, or a pregnancy, or a birth, or a birthday, or an anniversary or something. But it's like a chance to really celebrate and celebrate that twin flame connection. Now, next, what I'm seeing for you is that this is going to be a really good month to get inspired. So you might feel yourself wanting to read a lot this month, or wanting to watch classic films, or wanting to go to the museum, or wanting to document things, or get organized, or write down your thoughts. So this is a good month to plan. This is a very good month to strategize. This is a really good month to maybe come up with like a new 2-year or 5-year plan for yourself. It's almost like conditions have really changed around you, to where there's room for growth, because it's a time of peace. Sometimes when we're going through a time that's not so peaceful and we feel like we're just in survival mode, putting out fires everywhere, it's hard to get inspired, and it's hard to think about the future, and it's hard to set those big goals. So you're gonna realize things are good, your love life is booming, you're feeling happy, the struggle's behind you. And so now it's time to plan for the next new phase of your life, the next new adventure. So allow yourself to enjoy the process of getting inspired. Inspiration can come at the most random times that you wouldn't even expect. So maybe this is a message for you to keep like a little notebook in your purse or in your pocket, and to be open, keep your eyes open, your ears open, and your mind open to inspiration that's around every corner, and to start working on your next goal, your next plan. So I'm seeing March as a very good month for you. I hope that this resonates. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.